Well, a lot of the people with the money also don't understand that either. Yeah, but Star Citizen just gets the money. Star Citizen is that weird situation where it's the public that's throwing the money at them in bulk. Dude, but it created the worst cycle for the game. It's the same cycle. It's the same cycle that Warframe is constantly going through, but on a much greater scale. Warframe very consistently puts out like updates for new stuff to try to get people to spend money on it. And then they just like completely forget about it. So like there's so many things in the game from like years ago that are internally mechanically broken. Just mechanically broken because rather than fix it, they had to move on to the next thing to maintain interest and income. Well, I tried it for $20 and like the core mechanics of it were cool, but like I did the first and the game is beautiful. But the first mission I did, I remember it clearly because they were. I think this was like shortly after the update where they were like we added quests or something. So it's no longer about you just like wandering around and like finding things to sell to vendors or whatever the hell they were doing prior to that. They were like, oh yeah, it's you actually get like quests and they generate in space and you got to like go to the areas and deal with the stuff and maybe people will come over and interact and you can like put out beacons and I was like, oh, this is all really cool. And I just remember I took a quest. It sent me to a wrecked ship in space to pick up a box and bring it back, and it gave me a time limit. And I was like, all right. So I flew my little ship out that I bought for $20. And I got there. I went in. I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like I went spacewalking. I flew into the ship. I had to buy the right gear to be able to spacewalk because like you can't just like go in a shirt and tie. You open your door into space in a shirt and tie and you like get sucked out and you're immediately like suffocated and dead. And I was like, all right, here we go. And it was kind of cool walking around my ship and doing all that stuff. And I was like, all right, this is actually really fun. And I got the box, and then I flew to where I was supposed to hand it in. I went to the thing that I was supposed to hand it in at, and it wouldn't let me hand it in. Like I think I got within like 2 feet of the object to hand it in, and then the waypoint moved back to the ship to be like, hey, you got to go get that box. And I was like, oh no. I remember going back to it after I got this new computer that's meant for gaming. And I played it at like the highest quality or one of the highest qualities and it looks fucking amazing. And I was like, wow, this is a really cool looking game. I wonder if they fixed the bugs for quests. I took one quest. I took fucking one quest. And the quest was like, go here, get these power cells, and then take them here and drop them off. I was like, okay. So I went there, and apparently the power cells, when they're taken out of their housing, break down after about 30 minutes. So I killed every single thing in the facility. Like, this was actually a fight, and I had guns, thank God. I decided to purchase an assault rifle before heading to my first battle. So I killed everyone on board the ship that was like an enemy. I got a lot of loot out of that too, which was cool. Like I got a lot of weapons and stuff that I stored on my ship's locker that I was able to hopefully sell later. I was like, oh, I could sell all these. It'd be great. I pulled one of the power cells and it was like, you have 30 minutes. I was like, that's not that bad. So I took all the power cells, put them on my ship. I think they wanted you to find housing or maybe have a ship that could house them, like that had a built-in housing for it. I don't know. There was like a way around it, but I had them all on my ship. I got to the place. Every single one of those power cells on my ship had 10 minutes to go on its on its stability. And I was like, dude, easy mode. We got this. I picked one up, walked it into the thing, handed it in. It was like, cool, hand the rest in. I was like, yep. And I went back. I grabbed another one, was walking away from my ship, and then my ship blew up. Like, just absolutely just boom, just blew up. And I think it was because I didn't have like a place to put the power cells down.